All right, moving on to the next page, 520. Another way they're telling us that we can do this problem is to use fraction strips. On Saturday, the campers paddled 2/8 of their planned route down the river. On Sunday, they paddled 2/3 of their route down the river. On which day did the campers paddle farther? So remember, we're looking at fractions that have the same numerator. So we're going to place a check mark next to the fraction strip that shows more parts in the whole. So which one shows more parts in the whole? 1/8 or 1/3? You're going to put a check mark next to that. All right, so 1/8 shows more parts. Here we have 8 parts. Here we have 3 parts. So we're going to shade 2/8. Sparky, stop. Then we're going to shade 2/3. And then we're going to compare the shaded parts. So we have 2/8 is less than or greater than 2/3. So 2/8 is less than 2/3. You can see here's 2/8 and then here's 2/3. So they would have paddled farther on which day? On Saturday, they paddled 2/8, which we have right here. Then on Sunday, they paddled 2/3 of their route. So when did they paddle further? They paddled further on Sunday. Next, we can use reasoning to figure out our problem. For her class party, Felicia baked 2 trays of snacks that were the same size. After the party, she had 3/4 of the carrot snack and 3/6 of the apple snack left over. Was more carrot snack or more apple snack left over? So we're trying to figure out if 3/4 is greater than or less than 3/6. So we're comparing 3/4 and 3/6. So let's look at our numbers. Since the numerators are the same, look at the denominators to compare the size of the pieces. So going back to what we learned on the last page, the more pieces a whole is divided into, the smaller or larger the pieces are. Think about the pizza or the spinach pie that was divided between friends. The more pieces a whole is divided into, the smaller the pieces are. The fewer pieces a whole is divided into, the larger the pieces are. All right, so 1/4, let's look at this, because our numerators are the same. So would 1/4 be larger or smaller than 1/6? So 1/4 is larger than 1/6 because there are fewer pieces. So let's look, 3/4 or 3/6. Is 3/4 going to be greater than or less than 3/6? The answer is greater than, because if you think about the number of pieces, 3/4 is larger than 3 out of 6 pieces. So there was more of which snack left over. If 3/4 is larger, we're going to come up here. See, 3/4 was our carrot snack. 3/6 was our apple snack. So that means that there was more of the carrot snack left over. So go ahead and now do the share and show and on your own. For share and show, you're going to shade the models to show 1/6 and 1/4 and then compare the fractions. Also on your own, you're going to compare the fractions greater than, less than, or equal to. You can use any of the 3 strategies: reasoning, fraction strips, or you can draw it out.